Good morning, comrades. Some of you may ask, who the hell is this person? Well, I'm BooMeDemo. I got on the playtest for YouTube's Life 3, and you may realise I have been told not to share footage of this game, so I would never. By the way, are you ready for this? This is my favourite part of the entire game. So, instead of actually playing the game like a normal person, so if we go to record a video, right, that's the boring bit of the game. We don't want to play that game. That costs us energy. So what we do is stream. I, for a time today, have been the #1 streamer. I have been the #1 streamer on YouTuber's Life, and that could be why I'm getting some serious subscriptions. So I know it sounds ironic, but as an actual streamer, Glitch was 100% the best part of the game, and I genuinely and unironically will be playing it when it comes out. So, begs the question, what is Glitch, and how on earth can I play it? Well, Glitch is a card game where views are your lives, and you get defense points to block attacks, hurting your viewership and or invulnerability. Each card has a set action point value starting at 1 and ending at 6, and as you progress through the game, you get as many action points as there have been turns played. For example, on turn 1, you get 1 action point, and on turn 6, you get 6 action points. Simple. So this is where the game starts to get interesting. Now, I can't name every single card because I would just terminate absolutely everything I have with these lovely developers who allow me to even make this video. But there are 4 types of cards that can be played. You have your offensive, your defensive, your offensive buff, and defensive buffs. So, to start off simply, your offensive is just simply damage, right? There is a card called Swatting, which does 44 damage. That is simply 44 views are removed, or 20 defense and 24 views. If you would like to do the mathematics, that should work. And then you have your flat defense, which is just simply add shields. There is one card in the game called Gifting Subs, which gives you 40 defense. Simple, right? Well, this is where it starts to get interesting. You have your offensive buff cards. You create a buff to your damage for the set amount of turns it's displayed on. The card description, for example, 25% on your viewer stealing. And you might be like, oh, that's great, I do more damage. No, it does not mean that. If you do not break the person's shields, you do not get the buff. That is how that works, at least in the playtest. It could be a bug or a feature, I don't care, it had me hooked. And then you have your defensive buff cards, where only 2 cards in the game I ever saw were like this. You have one called Live Giveaway, which is -5 views for every attack taken. So if you attacked me for 8, you would only get 3. Because you would have to give me 5 subs, then you take 8. Then you have Viral Clip, which absolutely thwarted so many games. It is plus 14 defense for every attack. Now you might be like, oh, that's not very big. You're making a rather hoo-ha. No. If you get this wrong, you gift your enemy 14 defense for every single attack. Not every single landed attack, for every single attack. So that means if I had the trait Invulnerability played, which is an ability which we'll go into in a second, that means that every single attack played against me, even though I don't lose shields nor do I lose views, you still gift me 14 defense for every single attack that is played against me. So abilities are a fun idea where every single player, depending on the game they're playing, gets 3 abilities they can use. Now, you cannot mix and match abilities between games. So, under the Just Chatting category, the first ability you will get is Invulnerability, where for 1 round and 1 round only, you are allowed to take 0 damage. That is just a full stop, and all of your defensive abilities still act. So this means, in the explanation that I gave before, that is how that works. You can gain so much defense with taking 0 damage, putting your defense higher than every other player in the game. And to be honest, although this is an extremely big multiplication issue, it also makes the game really fun because your offensive cards do actually reach the heights where you can pierce these defenses. So this is the part of the video that I would call the review. So you might ask, how would I review Glitch? Well, I'd strike it up to the stars, personally. I would actually just say it has the gameplay of Hearthstone, right, whilst having the interactivity of Club Penguin. I think it is a perfect mix. It is like someone's took a cake, baked it perfectly, and it is just like they added a nice little cherry on the top, you know, those little figures on the wedding cakes. Like, you've done well. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was packaged well. It was sold well. It was brilliant. From start to finish, I would say it was a fun experience. The cards are great. The leveling system, maybe not, but hey ho. You can't really help that in a game like YouTuber's Life because, well, you want to level up. That's the whole basis of the game, right? So you can't change that, but to be fair, other than balancing there, where like you're going to get those players to absolutely decimate, all I'd say to fix that is you just make it more ranked, where you put higher ranked players with higher ranked players. And I feel like I just say that and like it's a thing they've already done since the playtest, because there just weren't enough players in the playtest to conduct something like that. Because if you got to a certain point, you just not lobby with anyone. But at a certain point, I did just not lobby with anyone. So that might just have been a thing and I just wasn't told, and there was one type of bot. Because at a point, nobody was ever talking. And I saw the game, I looked on SteamDB, and there were about 100 odd players. And, well, someone's playing Glitch because people weren't in events. And people definitely weren't speedrunning the game at 1 AM. That's all I'm saying. So, for the rest of the game, though, how does it feel? It felt like YouTuber's Life 1 and YouTuber's Life 2 with a lot of DLC. So, YouTuber's Life 1, you could buy a computer. YouTuber's Life 2, you could buy a computer. And guess this, right? This is right Sherlock Holmes moment. This is the biggest leak you're ever going to hear. In YouTuber's Life 3, you can buy a computer. Now, what's different about this is you can actually put parts into your computer. So you could get better storage. Now, you would have to buy 2 computers. Take the piece out of the second computer, put it into the first. But, like, other than that, it just works. Now, obviously, the higher your computer, and you could just ignore this system, right? It's just for optimization. Which is what I like, because it's exactly like designing CAS in Hearts of Iron, right? It, in fact, is the same procedure. You actually do the exact same tasks in the exact same order, just you don't need your command XP because, well, of course you don't need command XP. It's YouTuber's Life. So, to be fair, the online play was really fun. I liked the online play. I was shaking hands with people, meeting them, you know, absolutely S-talking them. And you see, the only hesitation that I have in saying that is I cannot guarantee that the playtest population is the same as the actual population that will play the game, right? There's no guarantee of this. Absolutely, there is none. So I cannot review that bit, right? In the playtest, it was good. I liked it, right? The only bit about the playtest that I disliked was just the grindy bit of the game, and maybe the slight little bug where my entire room shifted for, like, no reason, but I did report that, and they did say they fixed it. So, I, again, can't complain about that, right? If it does happen in the main game, I would shut them down on another video, being like, look at this. This is abhorrent, this is awful, but, well, they've said they fixed it, so I'm just gonna blindly trust them. I don't think I can really add anything there. But as the energy systems go, they just seemed balanced exactly like in YouTuber's Life 1. They seem to have took a lot of inspiration back from the first game, which did really well, and not from the second game, which I very much like. They still have their Insta Life stuff from the second game, but they've made it a bit more interactable where you are able to take photos with other players, that other players get notified they're in different photos. You know, so if you're just sitting around doing a bit of hassle, you're probably going to accidentally be in a photo, which is kind of cute, you know? And, like, obstructing things stopped images being taken. Not that I tested that. I would never test something like that, of course. But yeah, I also tested what would happen to the game if you were caught offline. So say your internet just shut down, the game still runs, you can still save, you can still do a lot of things like that, so the game doesn't actually crash on you. It's going to be a bit weird when you come back online is the only thing. But there's no hesitations there either, it just seems polished. And well, generally, I would say it's a good game. Would I personally buy it for Glitch? Yes. Would I buy it for the rest of the game? I would have to think, is there a new Hearts of Iron DLC? But of course, I liked it. It was good. There's nothing more I can add, but I enjoyed. Right? And if you were to blindly trust me, that is one thing. And if you were to see this next little piece, which I would leak absolutely nothing in, of course I would, nothing ever, come on. I'd never leak anything.
Here we are again, just me and you, comedian, right? With your blasters, your flashing eye, you should better be prepared because soon your last hour strikes. One step left now, it's almost time. Show you what my determination has to left for you to get back to. You should prepare to just die. Like all your friends, you have a really good time. But guys like you are always just fools. Come at me, try to kill me with your fancy tools. Let's go, now the room gets chiller. Let's go, just another killer. Go ahead, kill me again, I see you're able. But inside you know the end can be bad. I can tell you're really tired of the fighting, but I even come back after dying. Why not let me win? You can dodge forever, even if the pain is more fun together. You know I will just reset and come back nearer. And with every try I'm getting even faster than you are. I am made. This is where it stops, this is where it ends. You keep telling me those words and hope that I would understand. But even if I hear you, I won't give up my attack. Can you just not see the truth? Can you not see what this all meant? Go ahead, kill me again, I see you're able. But inside you know the end can be bad. You think I might decide to stop if you stay patient, but I am getting you with my determination. You know I made your friends all disappear, erasing all what's left, this is why I'm here. I will keep fighting, you should be dying, that is your destination. I'm entirely made.
So yeah, this is my review. Obviously, as an appendice, I must say I have to be a little bit biased for the fact that there was not someone who did not play in the playtest with me to say how the game looks from a second perspective, and on top of that, I should be in the game. So, under those two things, of which I got told this far through, yes, it was kind of a bit late. I was basically given the green flag. Yes, you can make this video. And they greatly misunderstood what kind of video it was. Because when I mentioned this morning about reviewing YouTubers Life 3, the guy started having kittens. So I'd assume that's probably a good sign. Anyways, comrades, it has been a blast. Obviously, the leaks I've had to keep slightly underway. I do apologize, and you might be like, oh, you're in the game, so you must be sponsored. So how much must you be making? Well,
I've got £90,000 in my pyjamas. I've got 40,000 French francs in my fridge. I've got lots of lovely lira, now the Deutschmark's getting dearer, and my dollar bills would buy the Brooklyn Bridge. There is nothing quite as wonderful as money. There is nothing quite as beautiful as cash. Some people say it's folly, but I'd rather have the lolly. With money you can make a splash. There is nothing quite as wonderful as money. There is nothing like a newly minted pound. Everyone must hanker for the butchness of a banker. It's accountancy that makes the world go round. You can keep your Marxist ways, but it's only just a phase. For it's money, money, money makes the world go